Christmas used to be a kick, but it's gone totally lame. It's Holiday Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is second hottest boy in school, Thoreau Smiley, who's joining me this week.
Hey there, I'm Josh CC, and take it from me, you can totally trust Eduardo.
I'm Brian Lesh, and the Energizer Bunny is not real. Sorry, kids.
No.
And I am cheap knockoff, Elleris Zeber.
What are you talking about? It's not real. They made it. The commercials.
He comes on battery day and leaves you batteries. You have to hunt for batteries.
I never thought of him as a mythical creature. I kind of knew it was an animatronic bunny.
This is Holiday Phosphorescence, your deep dive holiday podcast where we pick a holiday movie, watch it, gather some research, and tell you about it. This show is brought to you by patrons from Patreon. You want to be a patron too? Go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We can say your name on the air, like Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett, our executive producers. We say the same two names, but we could get a third executive producer. We'd say that name too.
Wouldn't it be fun?
I'd like to say a third
name. Say your name.
I mean, we love our
like
writer
Beyonce.
guys.
Yeah. Oh, we love them. Absolutely. But like Beyonce, we will say your name.
In whatever manner you want.
Right.
We can make it as creepy as you need.
Yeah.
We'll say somebody else's name if you pay us enough.
Yeah,
sure. It's not that much, honestly.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah. You can make up a name. You'd be like Bingo McCready. We don't care.
Please do.
McCready.
I might pay you. Yeah, Patches, just hobo names.
Tom Sawyer. We don't care.
Beans.
Beans Jambalaya. There's like a
you
hobo
keep
clown.
giving me fake names, McCready, but I know who you are.
That's right.
I know who you really are.
So, patreon.com/harmlessentertainment.
My name was Christopher, but I changed it to Bingo.
To be taken seriously.
To be taken seriously. So I get writing gigs.
That's nice and easy. Patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. This week, in our final Holiday Phosphorescence of 2024, we are watching Too Cool for Christmas.
Lindsay Dearborn was too cool for school.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi.
She was too cool for her family.
So you're coming on the trip, right? I am so there.
You're not going.
Will you talk to him? I can't. Playing you against Daddy was my last resort.
And way too cool for Christmas.
Oh, look what we have here. Some older kids.
I thought it was a pillow.
Now.
You're my daughter and I love you. But when have you ever done something that wasn't for your own self-interest?
Maybe I can help you.
Thanks to a teen with a dream.
It is time to bring Santa into the 21st century.
And a makeover to the extreme. Christmas is getting a whole new look.
So what will it be?
Crank it.
Senor Santa Claus!
Santa? You can make anything fly, right?
More or less.
Grab your bags and follow me. You're free to graze.
You saw Lindsay take off in her own car
With stolen merchandise.
and some older man.
Regent presents George Hamilton. Brooke Nevin.
Does switching your nose do anything?
I'm Santa, not Samantha.
Very cool Christmas. This holiday, Santa's got a brand new bag.
Nice threads, man. That's how you bling bling, yo-yo.
Okay, so Too Cool for Christmas / A Very Cool Christmas. I think.
Why did the title have to change?
Well, okay. It's time to, I guess, dive into
Canadian
this
film
right
law.
away.
Canadian film law.
There are two versions. We watched Too Cool for Christmas. There was not a Too Cool for Christmas trailer, so that was A Very Cool Christmas trailer. The films are exactly the same with one difference. one dangling difference.
Cowardice.
Yeah. Yeah. So there in Too Cool for Christmas, there's two dads. In A Very Cool Christmas, one of the dads is a mom. The other dad is the same actor, though, in both versions. So
One of the dads
And you-
is a mom.
I know, I love that. And you could tell how ambiguous they kept the dial, like my parents and daddy, which that could have, he could have gotten divorced and then, married a man. That's
Sure.
weird. But they had to keep, they kept it just vague enough.
yeah, in the
So
scenes,
she could be talking to
the scenes in which
female.
the mom or second dad did not appear were just absolutely like my parents.
My parents.
Yeah.
Parents.
Somebody would have said dads.
Yeah,
At some point.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So Too Cool for Christmas was released holiday-ish time, 2004. It made no money of any sort.
Neither version?
It's impossible to find out anything about this. It seems likely that it never played in theaters.
This was a TV movie.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how it comes up on the
Seems-
internet.
Seems likely it didn't play on many TVs.
Yeah. It's also
The CBC.
when you Google it, it doesn't even say movie. It says movie episode, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means.
I thought the same thing.
But we're still going to play the box office top 10 game, guys. We're going to do Christmas Day 2004. Because this is 2000.
The Canadian box office
I mean,
numbers?
I don't know if those are available, Josh. There were only 3
So, like-
theaters.
Sammy the Seal and his sea lion gang. And then we've got
No,
two Mounties.
The Boxing Day Massacre.
Yeah, they've Black Canadian Thanksgiving.
They're like, no, we made these. Wouldn't make it. The French were like, we don't care. All right, sorry.
No, okay. The top box office top 10. These will be the top 10 movies of December 25th, 2004. Christmas Day 2004, because this was a Christmas 2004 movie. The number 10 movie, Christmas Day 2004, 20 years ago, this week. A young soprano becomes the obsession of a musical genius. I'm leaving out some very important things. This is a film version, which I don't think I remember existed, of a property that's more famous in its other form.
Oh.
It's a it was something that was largely written by someone who could have been related to Al. It was
Okay, so Mozart.
Wait, are you related to Mozart?
Nolan
his-
Weber?
His wife was a Weber.
I had no idea. I had no idea about that. This is
Weber.
not
Oh,
that
okay.
deep of a cut.
All right.
It was a broad.
Cats?
You're on the right track. It was a Broadway musical taking place in an opera house
Oh,
by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Phantom.
The
Phantom of the Opera.
of the opera.
Oh.
There was a film version apparently, which
Oh, this is the one with the guy from 300 as the Phantom.
Gerard Butler.
I think so.
Okay, good for him. He made 2
I think-
movies.
Yeah, they thought that he was in. They thought that he was Wolverine. I assume. Like, doesn't that action guy do musicals?
Yeah, Jack Human.
Yeah, they accidentally got Gerard Butler instead of Hugh Jackman.
Accidentally, like team move.
Number 9 at the box.
Like that's how movies work. Whoever shows up that day
gets to be in the movie. At number 9 at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. On Christmas Eve, a young boy embarks on a magical adventure.
The Polar Express.
The Polar fucking Express, yes.
Wow, 20 years old.
Yeah, Jude grew up watching this. It has very near and dear to his heart. He is slightly afraid to rewatch it now that he's old enough to know what movies are and aren't good.
Make him.
Because,
I haven't seen it since it came out.
That was the first time I remember talking about the Uncanny Valley in the Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About Tom Hanks' character. And it was just...
Yeah.
That's when I remember first hearing that kind of shit.
Because it was right smack dab in the middle of the Uncanny Valley. They spread...
Early mocap.
Yeah. They spread Uncanny Valley Ranch all over that thing.
Uncanny Ranch. I've had ranches that look like ranch.
Yeah, but aren't. Yeah. It's like, this just tastes like sour cream buttermilk.
The viscosity is wrong.
Yeah. Number 8 at the box office on Christmas Day 2004. A woman and her daughter emigrate from Mexico for a better life in America, where they start working for a family whose patriarch is a newly celebrated chef with an insecure wife.
Oh.
Jeff?
No, Spanglish?
No.
Spanglish. Adam Sandler doing I don't want to say serious role, but for him. Not Uncut
James L.
Gem
Brooks.
serious, but yeah. Yeah.
No silly noises.
I know, yeah, exactly. A lot less than normal. At number 7 this week, with a plan to exact revenge on the shark that killed his partner, an oceanographer rallies a crew.
Zissou. This is
The
Life
Life
Aquatic?
The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Yes, indeed.
Oh, okay. Now, but the description was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The movie's also as crazy as that description, though.
Oh, I absolutely love the movie, but
I'm going to sit out on an overnight drunk,
okay.
and then I'm going to murder the shark that killed my friend.
Yeah, no, my brain was like that. Yeah, I thought it was a drama. I'm going back to get that shark.
I watched Jaws a couple weeks ago with Jude for Jude's first time, and I had to tell him about the revenge, in which it's personal.
Yeah, the shark also goes on vacation to get screwed back.
The shark somehow knows where they're going on vacation and follows them. Yes, it's amazing.
More cocaine.
That was the one where Michael Caine was like, "This is They asked what attracted him to the movie, and he was like, "I needed a new vacation house."
Yeah, exactly. Because that's my job.
Yeah, exactly. At number 6 at the box office on Christmas Day 2004, there's something in the house, something ancient and dark that remains still, hidden, and silent. It can only wait, having been concealed in the shadows for years. That's the description, minus the last sentence, which I left off, which has the title of the film.
Is it an Amityville?
No, it's not. This is a movie with no sequels, and I honestly don't remember it at all.
Oh,
The picture is just a kid and then like a hand.
is it animated?
No,
Okay.
no, it's a horror film.
Kid with a hand. With a spooky corner.
the kid
How
with
many
the
movies?
That's right. The Kid with the Hand is the name of the movie. The kid was Anna Paquin. I could not tell from the poster. Also starring Lena Olin and nobody else famous.
I have no clue.
It's okay. The final sentence, which I really wanted to say because it's amazing, is, in fact, its milieu is darkness. The movie's called Darkness, which is apparently also its milieu.
Yeah, I was gonna say "It's Milieu" would be a good title for this movie too.
A kid in a haunted house, it looks like. At number 5 at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. Daniel recruits one more team member so he can pull off 3 major European heists.
Ocean's 13?
Not 13.
12.
12. Yes, Ocean's 12. Yeah. This is from what I hear, the worst one. I honestly don't remember it. I think I watched it.
Is this the one with Andy Garcia?
Yes.
And Julia Roberts as herself.
That's right. Julia Roberts.
Bruce Willis as himself.
Right. That's right. Julia Roberts exists in the Ocean's universe while also being a different person. It's so weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I know that people don't like that movie, but it's an Ocean's 11 movie, and I like it.
The Ocean's
Unapologetic
movies are fun. They're fun.
Julia Roberts exists in the universe of this movie.
It's true.
Well, there's a reference, and we'll
Yes,
we'll
there is. Yes, there is. Yeah, no, there was a Pretty Woman reference in this and an Apocalypse Now reference in this movie. At number 4 at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. This description's awful. It tells me. I'll just read you the tagline because the description is just like, this is the movie about this. The tagline is, imagine a life without limits. That's a terrible tagline.
Limitless?
No.
What the fuck?
The poster that they use is just Leonardo DiCaprio wearing sunglasses with like the sky reflected in them. This is
There should be limits.
This is a Scorsese.
Oh, the Aviator?
The Aviator. Yes. Hop in the Spruce Moose. Smithers, I said get in.
You can go from New York to the Belgian Congo in 72 hours.
Rouge Vadron Stud Polka. Number 3 at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. When a massive fire kills their parents, 3 children
Jesus.
are delivered to the custody of their cousin.
Oh.
A series of unfortunate events.
Yes, a series of unfortunate events. Saw this in the theater.
The movie's good. The series was even better.
Yeah. It's one of the few times when like Jim Carrey is perfect for a role and also somehow Doogie Howser is.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris does a great cameo.
Yeah. Number 2 at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. Wow. Okay. I forgot about this movie. Oof. A group of kids live in Philadelphia. The description.
Little Founders. I have no idea.
This is
the Liberty Bells.
This is a film version of an animated property, which.
Oh, the Fat Albert movie.
Fat Albert. Yep, the Fat Albert with
Keenan.
Keenan,
yeah.
as Fat Albert. Yeah. Hey.
That dude has been working this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, when you think about like Nickelodeon days,
Yeah, since like 96, he has
and
not
he looks the same.
not had a job. Yeah. 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 And number one at the box office, Christmas Day 2004. All hell breaks loose when the Burns family meets their in-laws for the first time.
Oh, Al? Is this Fokker?
This is
Meet the Parents?
yeah. This is the remake of the Meet
1971.
Meet the Fockers. Yes,
The standalone.
the standalone film. To which 30 years later, a prequel was made.
I love that multiverse for some reason.
Yeah, starring Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, Dustin Hoffman, and Barbara Streisand. Meet the Fockers was number one at the box office Christmas Day 2004, which brings us to the production of the film itself. Too Cool for Christmas. So, Too Cool for Christmas was written by Michael Gelbert. I say written. I use that term loosely. Michael Gelbert is best known. Let's see. For writing on such Canadian sitcoms as Spun Out, The Latest Buzz, Naturally Sadie, and Radio Free Roscoe. Canada's.
I'm glad that
favorites.
the Canadian government is paying for these shows to be made. That's probably a good thing. I hope.
Most of these look like 2000s era, like Nick or Disney sitcoms, but Canadian.
Do they do like maple syrup ad placement, you think? Like, they're like, get these Canadian riding straps for when you become a Mountie.
Because everyone either has to become a Mountie or one of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah, or a Canadian television personality, I guess.
Yeah.
They're not interested in syrup because their syrup supplies are plentiful.
Yes, they have
I
no
guess,
problem.
yeah, they don't have to market the commodity.
So this was directed by Sam Irwin. Sam Irvin. Sam Irvin also directed, let's see. Let's take a look here. There we are. Sam Irvin also directed Craft Me a Romance, #proposal, You, Me, and the Mountain Retreat, Mile High Escorts, Just for Showmance, Christmas Made to Order, and Nightmare in the Desert. He has a lot of directing credits. This man has made a lot of straight to Hallmark and straight to whatever Amazon's horror streaming add-on is.
Also, Elvira's Haunted Hills.
Elvira's Haunted Hills. Yes.
Oh, that's not subtle at all.
An
Jesus.
Elvira movie. I mean, it's an Elvira movie. If you want subtlety, go somewhere else. You want subtlety, talk to the it was the vampire guy.
Talk to Ernest.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about this. So there's two versions of this: Too Cool for Christmas and A Very Cool Christmas. Too Cool for Christmas. The only difference between the two is that Too Cool for Christmas has two dads, and A Very Cool Christmas has a heterosexual dad-mom couple. Now,
And it doesn't seem to make a difference.
No.
There's not a narrative point about the parents.
no, there's not.
that would matter.
And in fact, both films are identical otherwise. The lines are exactly the same. The mom and the second dad have the exact same lines.
The significant difference that I saw, because I tried to watch a little bit of them together, was that they're the like back and forth shots of like people sitting at a table. It will linger in different orders, which makes sense just with the delivery of some of the lines. It's like, oh, we want to look at the kid for this instead of looking at the other dad.
Right.
It's interesting. I was bringing it up later, but it has some of the weirdest pacing problems that I've ever seen, because it's not the narrative or story that has pacing problems. Like it progresses naturally, but everyone seems to be moving and speaking very slowly.
And the shots.
I don't know if you know what I mean. Yeah,
the shots. The shots seem to wait for a second or two too long after the people finish talking to cut to the next shot.
Right, like
the blocking is super static too. Like you either aren't moving or you're moving really slowly with someone walking around you with the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they're speaking slowly, but it seems like a real-time conversation, which is not a great way to make a movie.
They're reacting slowly.
Yeah. No, I'm
Very
convinced
much so.
that it's an editing issue, like completely an editing issue. But I'm also convinced that they were trying to get it to a certain runtime in order to fit.
That would make sense
on a TV schedule.
Things like, well, Mrs. Claus likes me how I am. You know what I mean? That's it's just the conversation is like that could have been a lot faster. Anyways,
so both versions were filmed simultaneously. They would literally shoot a scene with the second dad, have him come out and bring the mom in and shoot the same scene again immediately afterwards. So they did this
and it's stupid and offensive that they even had to do that, period. But again, from a practical standpoint, why? Because having two dads made no difference. I keep interrupting. Okay,
I will tell you why. The reason was because they were selling this to cable channels in the early 2000s, and they shot one for Here TV, which was the gay channel, and they shot the other version to sell to Hallmark, which is a non-gay channel.
I didn't know Here TV was already a thing.
Yeah.
Which is not a gay channel.
Yeah. This is the quote from the director. The executives at these companies decided if we could have some gay content in a movie that could run on Here TV, that would satisfy our subscribers that are expecting gay content, but we could also repurpose it and do a quote-unquote straight version and try to sell that to Lifetime and those types of networks. That would be beneficial.
And they consider gay content to be two dudes sitting next to each other on a couch.
Right. They hold hands once.
Did they?
I would argue that this movie is definitely written to be a gay movie first instead of a straight movie that has like a gay couple dropped in. Because the way this daughter is written, the straights are boy crazy. Like there's a lot of like, this is somehow written from a gay perspective.
So, here's another quote from the director.
I didn't notice it being that.
More so than the other
what
way
I was
around,
saying, like why I didn't think it would make a difference.
Well, it doesn't, and it purposely didn't. Here's a quote from the director. I'm an openly gay director. And they said, why don't you tweak the dialogue for the dads to make it more gay or whatever? And I said, absolutely not. The whole point would be that there's no difference at all, and it shouldn't matter.
Right. He's right. But the backers had already decided that. But he's absolutely right. There makes no difference. And there's no such thing as gay dialogue.
I mean, other than like nice butthole, dude? No, there's not.
Okay, fair enough. They're just having dinner. And the little kid's just like, so are you a top or bottom? Which one's the
Are you which daddy's the twink and which is the otter?
Gay dialogue.
So, yeah. So the director basically has said, in the early 2000s, these non-gay channels wouldn't run a movie with a gay couple. That was just it, flat out. He said, we've just felt like, let's not try to change the world when we're just trying to sell some films. He uses the term film loosely here.
He does. And that's precisely my point. Like, then why do both versions? If the director's fine, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. One last quote from the director. As a gay man, I'm always frustrated that the world and society isn't more evolved in being accepting of this. But I was really jazzed that we were getting the opportunity to make a movie with two gay dads. And that was exciting that there could be another project that I could work on that would have LGBTQ representation. So basically, he was just, he made another one with a gay couple that got switched out after this. It was Deadly Skies or Force of Impact, which was an asteroid destroying the Earth thriller, which had gay dads and a heterosexual couple depending on the version.
That's definitely a movie plot where it makes no difference. We're all gonna die anyways.
Hey, if I'm dying, I want to know my dad likes pussy. So, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't sound bitter. He sounds like a Canadian. Like, I'm just glad to be here. Glad I got invited.
Yeah, I'm happy to work and work a lot.
But imagine, that's going to be so frustrating on that level. It's like, I don't want to make a big deal about it. Well, could you make a big deal about it?
Like, no, I'm making 12 movies this year. I don't have time. Our cast includes George Hamilton, who I know only as from Zorro the Gay Blade and Love at First Bite. I guess Godfather Part 3 was the third.
He was in Godfather Part 3?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the consigliere. But, he was just sort of ubiquitous. He was on TV shows. He was on game shows.
Yeah.
And he was known for being tan, which is brilliant that they had to
tan him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Hamilton. Again, Love at First Bite and Zorro the Gay Blade, two movies that apparently were made well after his prime as a leading man, which we were all way too young to experience. They were trying to make him like a leading man in the 50s and 60s, to my understanding.
Has a great smile.
Yeah, he does. Brooke Nevin plays Lindsay Dearborn. Brooke Nevin, also known for The Comebacks and I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. This is another. This girl works. She has 92 credits.
Don't the other movies imply the same? Like, I forgot what you did last.
Right? No. I still know what you did last summer was the follow-up, which means like, hey, I haven't forgotten.
That's what I was gonna say. If you know something, you know it.
But like, I know what you did last summer. Okay, you know. I still know. All right, you're still thinking about it. You know. I'll always know. Oh, you're never gonna forget.
You're never gonna not know.
Right. Brooke Nevin has made a ton of straight-to-cable Christmas stuff. It Takes a Christmas Village, Crashing Through the Snow, Council of Dads.
See, now that sounds gay. That sounds hard to switch up.
But also, let's see, she was in Jingle Around the Clock, The Christmas Cure, Journey Back to Christmas, On the 12th Day of Christmas, and Vultures in the Void.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a left turn.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a sequel to Council of Dads.
Council of Dads. Oh, and a TV series called Imaginary Bitches. She was in 11 episodes of that.
Imaginary.
Imaginary Bitches. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to
Looking for
know.
that.
It can only be a disappointment to find out what it actually is. Imaginary Bitches is 90% of my inner dialogue. Adrian Carter played Paige, the best friend. Adrian Carter, let's see, she was in Eureka, the TV series.
She looked familiar.
Yeah. She Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco. And Nightman, Fighter of the Day Man.
Yeah.
No, there was an actual movie called Nightman.
Oh.
She does a lot of voice work. She voiced Dinosaur Train.
Is it a dinosaur or a train?
Oh, no. Dinosaur Train is a train for dinosaurs to ride. I know.
Okay.
This was prime. Jude was like 3 to 7 years old when this was on PBS. See, the dinosaurs ride a train and learn about math.
Well, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. I thought it was a Larry the Cable Guy health inspector situation.
Yeah. But also there's
Is he a cable guy or is he a health inspector?
Yeah, no. And the dinosaurs we also learn about different dinosaurs, which is confusing because that's mixed in with them riding a train.
Well, did you know that the building of the railroads is sort of what got us to finding the advent of the steam shovel and the ability to dig further down is why we started finding fossils, which is why, anti-fossil people are like, well, then why did we only start finding them at this time? Because we dug with our hands before.
Yeah, because we didn't have a dinosaur train yet.
There was no dinosaur train.
I just want to point out that Paige, what is the actress's name? Adrian Carter, also starred in a TV film called To Be Fat Like Me, which is a rough title.
No comments.
In which it appears she plays double roles of a
Fat and skinny.
of a twin. She plays twin sisters. One's fat and one's skinny.
I'm laughing already.
Okay, so
I don't think she's the one playing the twins.
okay.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh, from
Oh.
from The Big Bang Theory.
She's Canadian?
Yeah.
Secret Canadians. I'm
I like
telling
her.
you. Secret Canadians.
Yeah, we hate American actors. I don't understand it.
Let's see. Michael Gelbart plays Chuck, the security guard.
Paul Blart.
He is also known for being a series regular on Radio Free Roscoe. And he was a writer on Total Drama Island.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Thought that was reality TV. Why would they need writers?
Right.
It's animated. Right, but but shot live.
Yeah. Let's see. Adam J. Harrington plays Matt. That's blonde dad.
I recognized him. He was the robot senator in Parks and Recreation.
Yes, he was. He was. Oh, he was also in The Lincoln Lawyer, Bosch, the series, and he voiced Sindri in God of War Ragnarok.
All right.
He's actually, this dude works a lot. He's in The Sex Lives of College Girls. A bunch of other stuff people maybe haven't heard of. But yeah, he seems to be the third most famous person after George Hamilton and Donna Mills as Mrs. Claus. in 30 fabulous seconds of screen time. Donna Mills.
She looks great in it, though.
She does. She does look great. She was in Nope. I forgot that she was in Nope.
Really?
Yeah, playing Bonnie Clayton. Who's Bonnie Clayton? That's
Oh, she's the actress that gets kicked in the face by the horse.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Other Dad. Let's see. Other Dad is played by. Which one's Other Dad? I don't know who Other Dad is.
So, Barclay Hope, it looks like he was the one who was in both movies.
Yes. Okay. Barclay Hope is Blonde Dad. Other Dad was Adam J. Harrington. And Barclay Hope is also known for The Christmas Consultant, Friends and Family Christmas, Darrow and Darrow, and A Little Christmas Cheer. Yeah, this.
He was on Riverdale.
And Les Babysitter. Yeah, this dude does a lot of straight-to-TV Christmas movies. Oh, and he was in Cruel Intentions 2. Okay.
2. Cruel Intention Me Once.
Shame on me. Malcolm Scott played Uncle Phil. Not that Uncle Phil. The one in this who inexplicably is wearing cheap beards. One of my unanswered questions for this movie was, which dad is he the brother of? If he's Uncle Phil. And why do they let him...
Well, maybe he's just a buddy that they affectionately call Uncle Phil.
Okay, and what...
I don't know.
And what horse kicked him in the head that makes him like this?
It was a skiing accident.
He was in Watchmen and Man of Steel. Apparently this guy knows Zack Snyder.
What? The Santa Claus makeup cotton ball guy?
He played Fat Thug in Watchmen and tractor repair shop owner in Man of Steel.
Canadian Emmy nominated.
Yeah. Eduardo, the salon guy, was played by Marco Soriano. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at his IMDb photos. This dude takes one kind of photo where he's staring directly into the camera.
That says a lot, that like the American audience can take the gay hairdresser who's flamboyantly silly. Mm-hmm. But not two dudes who care about each other and are raising.
No, we could only.
Daddy is a businessman.
We can only take gay characters that are caricatures that don't have any sort of interiority.
Right, Flinger.
Yep.
Who wasn't gay, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Let's see. He's I don't know. He does mostly TV. He was in Legends of Tomorrow and Lucifer. And then I think two more. Alexa, played by Jodelle Ferland, who would...
She did American movies, right? She seemed kind of familiar.
She was in The Tall Man. She was in the Silent Hill film.
Okay, Silent Hill. That's where I remember.
Tideland. Case 39. Looks like mostly horror films in the late 2000s, early 2010s. And then our final one is Kevin Oatsgy as Donnie, the sometimes racist caricature sidekick, sometimes just guy. He was in The Man in the High Castle, Altered Carbon, Mortal Kombat Legacy, and The Babysitter's Club. My 4 favorite shows. He was also in Shogun. Avatar: The Last Airbender. This dude works. If you need a non-threatening Asian guy, you're going to call Kevin. Okay, I'm sorry. A non-threatening Asian Canadian. You're going to call Kevin.
I wonder if he was in The Expanse. He seems like he could have
He
been.
looks like someone who would be in The Expanse.
Yeah.
Racist.
Mall cop, space military guy.
Too Cool for Christmas has no Rotten Tomatoes score. It has one review on Rotten Tomatoes, a single 1-star review, which simply reads, "I was expecting it to be bad, and I still overestimated it." I do have a Letterboxd review. Letterboxd user Rad Titty writes, I think it's funny it's not Rad Titties. It's
Right.
a single titty.
One of them's good.
One titty's rad. The others, it's okay. It's fine.
Well, I'm not greedy.
Yeah. One's more than most people get, statistically.
Unless you're a woman.
Rad Titty writes, a Marxist critique on consumerism and the crumbling family unit of North American households. Santa transforming into a man with Botox and a leather tan is to represent how we're losing our traditional values and moving past natural beauty, a big belly, wide hips, and natural hair, and moving towards
Whoa.
an idealistic standard that nobody can truly achieve. This movie also shows how shallow relationships are portrayed in movies by making both Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus lose weight and get tans and modify the way they truly look just to avoid a divorce and an unhappy marriage. 5 stars.
Whoa. 5 stars?
5 stars.
Okay. Yeah, they're here for the political undertones, I guess.
Rad Titty
Marxist critique.
coming in with a Marxist critique.
Rad titty.
Right. He believes a rat titty should be free and available to all.
Yes. That's all I got for the background, guys. Are we ready to jump into this movie?
Yes, please.
Yes.
No jokes, just, yeah, let's do it. Here we go. This is Too Cool for Christmas. We open on a big, fancy upper middle class house in the suburbs. 16-year-old Lindsay Dearborn's woken up by her sister Alexa, who tells her it's Christmas morning. Lindsay runs downstairs to open presents with her 2 dads. Her first present's a Chanel bag, but it's a cheap knockoff. All her presents are cheap knockoffs or out of fashion. Her dads laugh at her. The camera spins. It gets all weird. She wakes up. It was just a dream. She checks the label on her Chanel bag. Everything's okay. And then we get a credit sequence and our first explainer song.
I thought last year's jeans was hilarious.
Yeah.
Last year's jeans.
To be labeled as such.
Right.
And Zyke is, I don't know. For some reason, that's so much funnier than like if it was Mikey or something.
And the slogan for Zyke was "Just get it done."
Just get it done. When I worked at the group home with the teen boys, we went to this swap meet, and this kid bought some T-shirts. He got a bag. He's like, "Look at this awesome Adidas shirt." And we were looking at it, and we're like, "That says Adidas," and it did.
It's
It
always
was like, man,
it's always funny to me when the knockoffs slightly change the name. It's like just go with the real name. Are you going to get sued? They're not going to find you. You're at a swap meet.
my favorite were the Hard Rock Cafe Nogales shirts.
No callous.
I had one.
So yeah, she drives to school with her best friend Paige. She plans on going skiing with Paige on Christmas Day, but her parents don't know yet. She's trying to figure out how to bring it up to them since they love Christmas so much. She tells Paige all about their Christmas traditions with her family and her weird uncle. They get to school and discover that the hottest boy in school, Anderson Caldwell, is also going to the same ski resort on Christmas Day. I love when anything in high school, when they look and they say the first and last name of the character, because like how often in high school did we look down the hall and be like, it's Frank Tannenbaum, like it's Rhonda Scoozy. Like I can't make up names. It's Tad McGee.
Yeah, it's Kid Hand.
It's Cup Finger.
Also,
George Glass.
the hottest guy in school is like 6 inches too short to be.
Yeah,
he's
too little.
Well,
he doesn't play maybe curling. He's the captain of the curling team.
He's got real Chad Michael Murray's Mini-Me vibes.
And I love that, weather-wise, it's obviously supposed to be somewhere southern California.
Yeah,
what have
it's
you.
Clearly not cold.
And they're right, and so it could have been because Canada, and they could have gone on a ski trip. It's just funny. It's like in Jingle All the Way, they tried to make Santa Monica seem like Minnesota.
Yeah, and
this one is like you're already in Canada, so you had to film it when it was not winter time.
Right. Well, no, because they had to have it ready for Christmas, and they started filming in like August, so they didn't have time to wait for snow. The turnaround on this was real fast, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure the budget didn't call for a ski trip. It's actually quite economical to just mention it.
They could only afford one reindeer. Like that's where their budget was at.
In the country where reindeer are from.
Yes. So yeah. Lindsay has been ignoring Anderson the many times he's asked her out in order to keep him interested in her. She plans on finally hooking up with him on the ski trip. She puts together a presentation to convince her parents to let her go on the trip, but she accidentally makes her little sister question the existence of Santa. They're not convinced. Blonde dad gets mad and walks away. So mom dad has to tell her that she's being selfish.
So this is as far as I got in watching both versions together, because I thought they certainly can't have dad, because we're calling him that now. Dad, and mom, dad.
Dad, and mom, dad.
We're the reason.
With the sarcastic reply of, "Oh, the hottest boy in school. I'm glad it's not the second hottest boy." Yeah, dad is the one that says that in the straight version of this movie. Also, it's not mom.
Nope,
it's dad. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'd fuck that kid." Like whoa. Dude, what the
One of those statements that, look, I'm not gay, but
it's even better in the straight version because of all the weird undertones of like, wait, what? Wait, this was weird in the other version. Why are you saying this?
Oh, dad.
Dad, never change. Married to a straight woman or married to a gay man. Dad remains the same.
They should have just made one version and had it be a throuple. They could have pleased both sides. Or
for the polyamory market,
pissed off both sides.
In 2004.
The market, yeah. All 12 of them. All who are all in one relationship, by the way. Yeah, so mom dad tells her she's being selfish. Later, she and Paige go to the mall. We meet mall security guard Chuck, who's terrorizing the mall staff. He's trying to rule the mall with an iron fist. We meet his sidekick, Donnie. He's eating a lot of chicken nuggets on toothpicks.
Nuggets.
Dry, plain chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I need some sauce. Stick or not. Lindsay and Paige see them setting up for kids to meet Santa. They mock the idea of Santa coming to the mall. And then we meet Santa. He goes to a clothing store. He's interested in a new look, but the clerk there makes fun of him, and he leaves sadly. There's a lot of really passive-aggressive behavior from adults towards Santa in this. Lindsay and Paige get harassed by Chuck and his sidekick, Chuck and Donnie. Chuck accused them of throwing a hamburger at him, even though it was clearly thrown by a gang of mall toughs. The gang of
a gang of adult men at the mall.
Yes,
that's what they are. Let's be real. They're not toughs. They're adult men at the mall.
What does the guy at the end say? Like, "Skizzy bebop, my fling fling," like something like really bad in early 2000s hip hop. Yeah. But and they throw dry plain hamburgers at him. There's nothing on that hamburger.
That's how we like them up here.
Yeah, that's a Canadian style, I guess.
Dirty burger.
And yet they managed to stick together.
Yes.
Like remain whole. As they're flying through the air.
Exactly. The bun doesn't fly off from the plain dry patty. So Lindsay and Paige leave the food court. They go to sit on Santa's lap. But Lindsay, who's still mad about her parents' refusal to let her go on the trip, makes fun of his fashion sense and his weight, poking his belly. Santa remains nice to them, though, and Lindsay feels bad about it. The little girl who's coming up after them has brought with her, from home, I have to assume, a silver platter with a silk napkin over it and a pile of cookies for Santa. She carried that silver platter with the silk napkin all the way from home to give to the mall Santa.
She knows how to do business.
Yeah, she does.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, Santa.
It's all about presentation when it comes to Santa. Lindsay drops Paige off at home. She worries that she really is selfish and goes back to the mall where she finds Santa packing up for the night. She apologizes for what she said. Santa, though, is still thinking about his looks and whether Mrs. Claus is still attracted to him. So Lindsay offers to help give Santa a makeover. I have so many questions about Santa and what he's doing in the rest of the world during this time. But then we get the first, our only piece of licensed music, and the first of three consecutive montages. First, it's the...
You got to have the montages. How do we know he's transforming?
Yeah. So he exercises and loses weight. It seems like a solid 100 to 150 pounds he loses here, I'd guess. I mean, that was a lot.
In one session at the mall gym?
No, this over the course of 3 weeks. But nonetheless, it was 3 weeks before Christmas. And I have to assume they started and went for a full 3 weeks of exercising. But nonetheless, you shouldn't lose 100 pounds in 3 weeks.
He's like amphetamine himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's definitely on meth. He's listening that kind of way.
Then they head back to the mall to get Santa some new clothes. Chuck sees them together and thinks it's suspicious. He tells his sidekick that they'd be able to get rid of all the teens in the mall if they were just able to get rid of the popular girl, Lindsay.
I'd be like, I don't make enough for this bullshit. Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah.
I love that she's popular, but only talks to one other human being the entire movie.
Well, Chuck is assuming she's popular. He doesn't know. He doesn't go to school with them.
He is misinformed.
Actually, everyone hates Lindsay.
Yeah, that's my read.
Oh, because Paige has lots of friends that's going on a ski trip with her. Lindsay can't even get permission to go. So
She has a mom dad.
that girl's got a mom dad. So we get a trying on clothes montage. Then she takes Santa to a salon to get his haircut and a tan. And we get our third montage, 3 and 20 minutes. His makeover is now complete, and he's George Hamilton. The close-up of him screaming on his mouth, you can see the backing on his fake beard so clearly. So clearly.
And it's not, it never is a budget thing. You just can't do fake facial hair. It doesn't move with the contour of your facial muscles. You know, wigs, fine. They can be totally passable, but a fake beard always stays in place.
Yeah.
A person with a beard, when they're talking, the hair moves. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was bad. I mean, it was so bad. After he becomes George Hamilton, it's Christmas Eve. Santa goes back to the clothing store at the mall where the guy made fun of him, and he does the pretty woman thing. I didn't realize they were going to do it at first, and I said to Jude, big mistake, huge. And then George Hamilton says it, and I was like, oh, shit.
Do you remember the Office episode where Dwight wanted to buy that wizard statue?
Oh my
and
God.
he thought they wouldn't let him, but it was actually because he was covered in stained overalls. Sorry.
Walking back through the food court with Lindsay, they run into this hottest boy in school, Anderson Caldwell. He's really looking forward to seeing her on the ski trip. Anderson leaves and Lindy explains the whole deal to Santa. Santa's confused as to why she doesn't just tell Anderson that she likes him.
Or more so, he's confused as to why she's being sort of rude about it.
Yeah, she's being a jerk to him.
I'm sure he can get why she's nervous to tell him, but yeah, he's like, and this works, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then during her little fantasy about him, I did honestly find it funny. When he was like, it's true. You ignoring me is working.
It turns me out so
So Lindsay and Santa leave the food court. They walk out to the parking lot together, and she gets upset that Santa's judging her for her actions. But then she sees his sleigh with a single reindeer and realizes he really is the real Santa.
I hadn't noticed that before in this parking lot.
I've got to say, Santa parks like an asshole. He's taking up 4 spots.
So does Lindsay, I forgot to mention. Early on, when she pulls into that parking space with Paige, just right in the middle of the yellow line in her convertible.
I'd expect that from Lindsay, but Santa...
Mm-hmm. He's got a little placard on the reindeer.
A little handicap placard.
Stick it on his antler.
So Santa spent 3 weeks getting a makeover. He hasn't seen Mrs. Claus in any of this time. And
he's on Tinder.
And also hasn't gone to any other malls. Apparently the real Santa only comes to this one mall in Canada.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to stay here for a while.
So I think that Santa defies all the rules of space and time.
Sure.
He does. Which I was going to mention, we watched Red One the other day, the Christmas movie with Chris Evans and The Rock and stuff.
Sure.
And actually, Jake Kasdan directed it. It was cute enough, but it had little elements like Santa being able to shrink things down and shit like that. And I was like, oh, these are fun explanations. And then I'm watching this movie from 2004, and I'm like, oh, They already did.
Like Too Cool for Christmas did it first.
I just never. I guess maybe the Santa Claus movies have done that. I don't know, but I never saw anyone try to explain how he carried all the gifts around.
I think the ear thing
It was
came
just
from
a porn.
one of the Santa Claus things as a result of I almost called it Nightmare on 34th Street. Miracle on 34th Street.
Nightmare on 34th Street.
Nightmare.
I'm ready
That's
for it.
fantastic.
Yeah. Woo.
The corpse of Natalie Wood returns.
To wreak vengeance on Santa.
And Robert Wagner.
So,
Why was Christopher Walken there? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
He invites her to come along to deliver presents that night. She agrees, but insists they take her car instead of the sleigh. They load all the presents in her car. Santa explains his magic, or, the shrinking presents, the ears, the flying.
The nanobots. Basically.
He's like,
what is that? It's nanotech.
It's quantum. Don't worry about
Shut up. It's quantum. Yeah. Stop asking questions, shithead.
It's quantum, Jake.
Exactly.
They are seen by Chuck as they leave. He thinks the presents are stolen merchandise from the mall for some reason. I guess so the plot can plot. He decides to go to her house to tell her parents about it, to try to get her banned from the mall for life.
I did laugh out loud when it was like, so this is a picture of you dressed as Tarzan.
What? No, there was genuinely a couple moments that made me laugh. There's like, that was a great day.
Yeah.
And he flashes his quote unquote driver's license, but it's a Blockbuster video card.
Yeah. Let's see. Lindsay and Santa fly around to the houses. Lindsay doesn't have cell reception, so she can't tell Paige what's going on. She is supposed to have dinner with Paige and spend the night there, then leave for the ski trip in the morning. Back at Lindsay's house, they're having Christmas Eve dinner. The uncle has his beard is just a plastic shopping bag hung around his ears.
I've done that.
So Chuck shows up. He tells her parents that Lindsay was stealing. He wants them to sign a contract agreeing that Lindsay is banned from the mall for life. Lindsay and Santa deliver gifts to several houses. Lindsay keeps Santa from eating too many cookies along the way. And Santa delivers to the house of a paparazzo who takes Santa's picture. Santa convinces him not to publish it. Lindsay's finally able to get a hold of Paige, but Paige falls asleep before Paige is asleep. She asks Paige to call her parents and tell them she's sleeping at her house. Paige falls asleep before she can. Then back at Lindsay's house, the dad is almost convinced by Chuck to sign the contract because he tells him that she's out with a strange man all night. The buildup of tension in this moment was incredible. The cutting back and forth and the music.
Oh, slow.
There were so many cuts back and forth. Paige, them, Lindsay, Paige, them, Paige, the dads, Lindsay. Like just
and
back.
Chuck typed up this giant contract when you just have to trespass.
Yeah.
There's one form.
Right. No, it talks about fiduciary remuneration in it. Like they have to pay Chuck if she does go to the mall.
Oh, Chuck.
But yeah.
Scamp.
At the very last moment, Paige wakes up and calls Lindsay's dads, and they throw Chuck out. Then Lindsay and Santa deliver.
So she lies, right? She's like, oh, she's been here this whole time with me.
Yep.
And that's the thing that saves her ass.
Yes.
Literally a deus ex machina, but from her friend.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So they deliver presents to the home of Anderson Caldwell, the hottest boy in school. Anderson Caldwell, the hottest boy in school, comes downstairs, almost catching them. He is shirtless. He's getting some eggnog or something. Shirtless midnight eggnog is also something that I do, but I'm not proud of it.
He's like, gotta get my nog out.
They leave, and as they do, Santa slips an envelope in Anderson's stocking.
It's a Walmart gift card for $15.
Oh, and she slipped in some Tic Tacs.
That's right. Yeah. It's
I want his
gonna-
breath fresh for ski weekend.
Yep. I'm going to kiss him
I'm
on
gonna
his mouth.
his pretty little mouth.
Elven frame.
Yeah.
The handsomest mouth in school.
Indeed.
Hey, Dad knows it's the handsomest mouth in school.
Not the second handsomest.
No. Mom, Dad would be okay with the second handsomest, but not Dad.
Sorry, the hottest.
Yeah.
The hottest mouth in school.
That's the dude that eats hot Cheetos all day.
It's almost morning now, and the last house they have to deliver to is Lindsay's. So I was going to leave. This was one of my unanswered questions. Did they deliver presents to every single house on Earth? Or at least every Santa-believing house on Earth? Or just in this town?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
What about What about the rest of the world, Santa?
Yes.
Off screen?
Because it's fine if they did it off screen, but did they do that? Did he do that with Lindsay? And if so, that's, 1 billion plus households. Even if he stops time or slows down time for them to do that, Lindsay and he are still experiencing the time equivalent of years of work.
Nerd alert.
Night.
And that convertible is flying really slowly.
Oh, and they're taking their time. They're chatting. Santa takes milk out of the fridge. They didn't even leave it out for him. He goes to the fridge and takes it.
Like a bear that got it.
Right. But yeah, they're taking their time at every house. They're not hurrying.
Yeah.
I don't know if she went to every house, but Santa is like a multi-dimensional creature.
Right.
So his projection is delivering to all the other houses.
He was simultaneously delivering to every. He was maybe.
It's like a Dr. Manhattan thing.
Oh yeah, maybe there were multiple Santas with multiple different selfish teenagers all around the world.
No, they're the Sentries. There's Ultron, but then there's them.
Yeah, no.
He's quantum Santa.
I get it, and all the other Santas had selfish teenage girls from those towns.
Yes. See, you worked out your own problem.
Okay. I'm glad we were able to make it too cool for Christmas.
That's where the other 7 reindeer were.
That's right.
Yep.
8. I'm sorry, I forgot Rudolph.
But you're right.
There's a whole song about that, Al.
Continents.
Can't forget Rudolph.
There's a whole song about not forgetting Rudolph.
Well, if the weather's fine, he's not needed.
That's true. Well, with global warming, Rudolph is needed less and less these days.
How are you going to see through the smog?
Oh, that's true. Now it's a different sort of thing.
That's right. So Rudolph's all right. You're still in, Rudolph.
I'm political.
So
and all those atmospheric rivers.
Yeah. It's almost morning now, and the last house to deliver to is Lindsay's own house. Santa makes her bring the presents in herself. She's reluctant, but she agrees. She's planning to head to Page's to go on the ski trip immediately after. But as she's putting the presents under the tree, Alexa comes downstairs and catches her. She tells Alexa that Santa asked her to put the presents out, and Alexa tells her that the only present she wants is Lindsay home for Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Like, shut up. Shut up.
I love the rules of their house are pretty lax. Get straight A's and then hang out during holidays.
Be like,
I can swing that.
Be like,
as a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. Be like, Dad, I knocked over a liquor store, but you still have straight A's, right? And you're going to be here for Easter?
Yes. All right, good.
Fine. I don't care.
Don't go to your room. Wander freely.
Wander freely.
It's the opposite of grounded, right?
I said wander. Get out of that room. You're not grounded. Come out here.
Don't go.
Free to move about the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're not grounded, you can't go to your room. You're not allowed.
You sassing me?
So Lindsay takes Santa back to the mall where Chuck's waiting at Santa's sleigh. But then the tough boys show up and chase him with hamburgers.
Canada's most deadly weapon.
This gang, because like the one guy said something like really like wiggity whack, like 90s era street hip hop, and dude was like, "Oh, that's not good." And I was like, "No, they didn't have any black people in Canada in 2004, dude. They had no choice.
They weren't invented yet."
Yeah. So Chuck runs away. There's the whole it's not even a subplot, but the two beat about him being on the dating show, and he runs into the girl from the dating show.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
The subtitles were hilariously inaccurate, or I don't know, maybe this particular one was on purpose. But the lead, Hamburger Tough, says, "I got your back, Claus," and it reads out Claus like cat's claws. Or maybe that was his nickname.
Claus.
His gang.
They call me Claus.
That's Santa's gang nickname.
Rawr.
The main Hamburger Tough.
and his hamburglers.
When you're a burger all the way.
So
they bought all those hamburgers from the food court and have been saving them all day.
All those
and night, because this is the morning.
I would like to buy 12 dozen plain hamburgers. What is so hard to understand about
that? These are my tossing hamburgers. These are my
make sure they're greasy
hamburgers.
enough that the buns stick.
Yeah. Be like, but what if we put condiments on the buns will stick more easily? No, I want them plain.
No, I don't want him to enjoy this.
If it happens to land in his mouth.
Well, and Donnie puts the
hottest mouth in school.
Well, and when Donnie put one in his pocket, be like, this hit your friend in the back, or your friend. This hit Chuck in the back, and then fell on the floor, and it's stuck together. But you're gonna put that hamburger in your pocket to eat later,
and then in your pocket,
or as evidence.
Oh,
that's could be.
I don't know. I'm not sure Donnie was too interested.
Who are they gonna take that to?
What is
the mall forensics?
Well,
where's that contract been notarized?
No, but again, like Donnie's got to be like, I'm going home, Chuck. We're not actually in charge of the mall. We were hired as contractors to walk around and stop people from shoplifting.
No, he's like, they've finally thrown enough burgers that I can retire.
I have a.
He just keeps putting them in his pocket.
I have
enough.
I have a burger vault. I swim around in them like Scrooge McDuck.
He gets me through the harsh Canadian winters like frozen whale.
It takes a lot of plain burgers to get through an Ontario winter.
Whoever the Canadian Mark Twain was said that.
Yeah.
I think it was the Hamburglar.
The greasy cheeseburger bastard.
The Hamburglar is the Canadian Mark Twain.
And the hamburger is still an American invention.
So
I love that in our collective minds, the hamburger is a Canadian. Sorry. Hypocrisy.
So Lindsay says goodbye to Santa. Santa flies away in his sleigh. Lindsay goes home to spend Christmas with her family. And then the doorbell rings. It's Anderson Caldwell, the hottest mouth in school. He found the note Santa left for him, telling him how hot he is.
Right now he uses the hot mouth for talking.
He's, which the note claims to be from Lindsay. It says she really likes him and wants to spend Christmas with her and her family. She tells him, I didn't write that. It was Santa. But
insane. That's an insane thing to say. I didn't write that confession of love. It was fucking Santa Claus. It's like, I'm out. This is too crazy.
That's a red and green flag for me.
Yeah. Like, I don't care how hot your dads are. I'm leaving.
I don't care how hot your dads are. I'm leaving.
Even mom, dad.
Yeah.
Even mom, dad.
Mom, dad. So she invites him in, admits she likes him, and they kiss. We cut to the North Pole, where Santa arrives, only to find that Mrs. Claus also had a makeover. They dance together and credits roll. Yeah. My question is, how much money did Donna Mills make for her 4 hours on set?
I don't know. Whatever the
just
Dennis
gave her a
Hopper
free makeover.
Yeah. She did it for the plain
Miss Claus.
24 plain hamburgers.
As many as you can fit in your pockets, Miss Mills.
wear your hamburger pants so you can really fill them up.
It's like they don't make enough pockets for female clothing. Well, men have cargo.
There was an after credit scene.
Was there? I didn't stay for
There
it.
was.
Oh no.
There was.
What was it?
So
Okay.
it's the shot of the shot of the hamburger toughs in the parking lot throwing hamburgers. One of
Are
them.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. One of the burgers hits Santa in the chest, and he slowly starts to tip over.
It's really well played too. It's you could hear the crew laughing at him doing it because he like not pratfall, but like falls out of frame, like he's tipping at his heels.
So
And I didn't realize until I had the movie on, like jumping around, but in the gym, the third time that he gets weighed, she's proud of him, gives him a little pat on the shoulder, and he starts to lose his balance. So it's kind of a callback.
Oh god.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, and on his weight
hamburgers.
chart, she just writes "whoa" the first time.
Whoa.
Better
Way.
the second time.
Yeah, and then
And
awesome. You're like, that's not how weight works, Lindsay.
They're on the metric system, Thoreau.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm 3 awesome and 2 stone.
That's the Valley Girls system.
That's true. Of measurement.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too cool for Christmas. Any unanswered questions?
No.
How does
didn't
Santa
offend
do
me.
all that stuff?
What?
Yeah, how?
Yeah.
How?
It doesn't make
That's-
sense.
Yeah. How does he get there and around?
Why does he care?
Who appointed him?
Let's start there.
Who made him Santa, anyways?
Yeah.
Who died and made him Santa?
I'm assuming
Andy
Santa-
Dick.
Santa.
Andy Dick died and made him Santa.
His dad,
Yeah.
Mr. Dick.
Mr. Dick. They call me Mr. Dick.
My brain keeps going back to the name change.
Yeah, I don't understand why they changed the name.
Too Cool for Christmas explains the movie. A Very Cool
Ish.
Christmas
Does not.
it does not.
Especially since there's no snow.
Yeah.
It's not
There's
that
no
cool.
snow.
It's the Christmas
It's not
itself.
literal or figuratively.
I mean, it's obviously because they wanted to
Distinguished.
make sure that it was understood they were two separate films.
that you didn't accidentally gay
You weren't actually accidentally exposed to gayness.
to a mom dad, but there was no. They're just sitting next to each other, which is how it should be. It's like every time they're in a scene, somebody is turning each other off.
The hetero version should have been called Not Gay Enough for Christmas.
Too cool for Christmas, not gay enough for Christmas.
Feel like you need to be in the sweet spot of gayness.
Like the Uncanny Valley.
There's too gay. There's not gay enough. You want to be right there in the gay zone.
You know me, Marge.
Yeah. That I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not even gonna make us thumb this thing. I don't
Right.
know how.
I didn't hate it enough to go down, but I don't want to justify up either. So thank you very much.
Did anyone want to thumb it? Because I don't. I don't.
I have my hands are in my pockets.
About halfway through, I guess it was during the makeover montage, I was thinking, yeah, I'm tempted to thumb this up. And then that feeling went away as the movie wore on.
I mean, let's be clear. It's a terrible movie.
It is a terrible movie. It was charming at times. Charming TV movie, charming.
Sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. It was silly.
It was weirder than a normal Hallmark movie.
Yes. Which I was happy about because that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was that was weird for no reason.
Yeah.
So
George Hamilton as the Santa Claus is weird.
Yeah.
By itself.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that alone was what sold it on me. Once I saw she was giving him a makeover and he became George Hamilton, that's what sold me on picking this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, that is Too Cool for Christmas. That is the end of Holiday Phosphorescence for this year. Next time on Harmless Phosphorescence, we'll be back with our regularly scheduled programs. We're going to be back in our in comic book land. We'll be doing Deadpool and Wolverine on Harmless Phosphorescence.
That'll be a 4-hour.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have we're gonna be running comic book movies for a couple months here, so that's
right.
That's coming up on Harmless Phosphorescence next time. Until then, thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for ignoring me all semester and showing me complete indifference. It really is the only thing I respond to. I'm Thoreau Smiley.
I'm Josh Cece, and back away from the chicken stick, sir.
Do you want a cookie? I'm Brian Lesh.
And I'm Alaric Weber, and I care too much about clothes. There, I've said it.
So finally
True, Al.
admitted it.
I'm glad that admitting you have a problem's the first step. So,
You diva.
we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.